present my project, Hypertension Risk Assessment Using Machine Learning and Analysis of Key Health Indicators. So, my objective is to predict the risk of hypertension in individuals based on various health-related indicators. So first, I performed data cleaning and pre-processing. I used simple imputer, standard scaler, and column transformer. So I used simple imputer since there were missing values, so I had to replace those missing values with the column mean. And I used the scaler after imputation to have the indicators would have a mean of 0 and the standard deviation of 1. And I used column transformer to ensure that each type of data received the proper pre-processing for numerical and categorical columns. Here are the model candidates. I chose 10 as required, and these are the measurables that will be shown soon, like accuracy, F1 score, and here are the results of the evaluation of the models. So we can see that gradient boosting achieved the highest mean F1 score with 0.84 and a low standard deviation. So it indicates that it has a strong and consistent performance. Random forest is a close second, followed by XGBoost, AdaBoost, and logistic regression, with naive Bayes at the lowest. So I chose gradient boosting classifier as the most effective model for this hypertension prediction model. So because it balances a high predictive performance with consistent results across folds and offers interpretability through feature and important analysis. Here are the top 10 hypertension indicators. So, as you saw, systolic blood pressure emerges as a dominant factor with an overwhelming importance score, indicating that an elevated systolic blood pressure is the clearest indicator of hypertension, while second is diastolic blood pressure, further emphasizing the role of blood pressure metrics in determining hypertension risk. Third is BP medication, blood pressure medication, which is also a meaningful predictor. That's the least important is sex, as you can see. So it doesn't matter if you're male or female. Um, so here are the model accuracies, and as you can see, they're all pretty high, but gradient boosting is the most accurate. So here for the confusion matrix, we can see that the true negatives are 528, the false positives are 57, the false negatives are 36, and the true positives are 227. So this model demonstrates high accuracy in detecting non-hypertensive cases, which is 528 out of 585, while it performs also reasonably well in hypertensive cases too, identifying 227 out of 263. However, as you can see, there are 36 false negatives, so there are hypertensive individuals missed, which can be a flaw in healthcare application. So lastly, for the conclusion, the gradient boosting classifier proves for effective for hypertension detection though attention should be paid to remaining miscalculations, misclassifications, particularly